Hello everyone, good evening, Pio Butang, Assalamualaikum and magandang gabi sa lahat. Guys, tuloy ko po ang Claiming Her Back chapter 38. David's point of view. Hindi ko na patagalin guys ha. We arrived in London at around 5 p.m. by my private jet. Our baby was so cheerful and he was all awake throughout the flight. He seems to enjoy the luxurious accommodation and the breathtaking view from the outside of the plane. I made sure everything was organized and I watched our son during the whole trip so Livy could just rest and enjoy the trip. While we were on our way to my penthouse, I noticed Livy's silence and she was just blankly glancing outside the car window. A tear fell on her cheek and I wiped it with my finger. Baby, are you okay? I asked apprehensively. I'm sorry, she composed herself. I clasped our hands together. I won't let anyone bother or hurt you. I promise. I kissed her knuckles, but she just gave me a faint smile. I leaned to kiss her lips. I didn't care if the bodyguards could see us kissing. My son was sleeping on my chest and he nuzzled his face to my neck adorably. I kissed his head and caged him protectively. While we were riding the elevator up to the top floor, I felt the gripping tightly with my hand. She seems uncomfortable. I pulled her to my chest and kept whispering sweet words to her. When we got inside the penthouse, she just stood still. Everything was the same, the furniture, the appliances, the portraits, every arrangement was the same, the way they were used to be. I never moved or removed anything. She touched her forehead like she was about to fall. Baby, what's wrong? I ran to her side and supported her. I need water. Just hold on, okay? I quickly ran to the kitchen and returned with a glass of water. Do you want to rest? She nodded. I carried her bridal style to the bedroom and laid her on the soft mattress. Where's Nikolai? He is in the other room. He's still sleeping. She rose up and her eyes widened upon seeing the big portraits in front of her. It was our wedding picture. She was looking in the camera smiling while I was looking at her sweetly. I framed that few months after you left. Why? She asked softly. I could not let you go. I looked down feeling remorseful. The next thing she did surprised me. She touched my chin and kissed me deeply. Honey, changed. I freaked upon seeing her standing in front of the vanity mirror. Why? She asked me innocently. I don't want any other man ogling you. Your dress is so revealing. I groaned in pain, sweet pain inside my pants. No, it's not. She looked away to hide her smile. She was wearing a red dress with flanging neckline with a high-cut legs, side slits paired with a black platform heels. She was sexy as hell. I was controlling myself not to devour her right on the spot and ruin her makeup. Honey, I whined again. She put her finger on my lips and before she could react, I sucked it sweetly. David, she moaned and hit my chest playfully. I'll get you another dress, not this one. We don't have time. Let's go. She was about to walk out, but I pulled her back to my hard chest. I pressed my body to her so she could feel my growing bee. I want to F you hard, baby. You can't leave my side. Do not let other men touch you. No one can dance you except me. Understood? I groaned. Yes, master, she replied sexily. I'm warning you, baby. I looked at her darkly and passionately. What will you do if I defy you? She was challenging me. I slid both my hands through the long side slit and cupped her butt, making her gasp. You're wearing a thong. F. She is really killing me. I traced the line of her tongue with my finger until I found her clit. F. She is wet. I was sure She felt my groaning bee from behind. You will be the death of me, baby, I moaned in her ear. I was even more surprised when her hand squeezed my crotch, sorry, making me grunt heavily. I was so going to explode in any second. She ran away, giggling. I smirked. I will punish you later, baby. As soon as we stepped out of the limo, cameras were flashing everywhere. I hugged my son to my chest and he nestled to my neck like he was hiding his face and he whimpered. I cuddled her protectively. He was scared of the crowd. I rocked him in my arms to calm him down. Tears were streaming down his chubby cheeks. When Livy noticed it, she quickly picked him up and cooed her gently. Mommy's here, baby. He suddenly stopped crying and he wiped his tears with his small arms. David, we heard a voice from behind and we both turned our heads to see my mom and dad hurriedly approaching us. I looked at Livy and she was obviously nervous. I pulled her waist and kissed her temple. Olivia, oh my God. My mom, Sandra, immediately wrapped her arms around Livy. My daughter, where have you been? Mom wept quietly. She kissed Livy's cheek and Livy had tears on her face. You have a lot of explaining to do, my beautiful sunshine. My mom chuckled while wiping her tears. My dad James hugged her next. I was completely ignored. I pouted and chuckled at the back of my mind. We miss you so much, my daughter. Dad squeezed her. I can't believe you're here. This is the best gift I have ever received. Thank you, my boy. Thank you. This time, Mom turned to me and she tiptoed to hug me. My mom was half smaller than me. My baby wiggled, probably wanting to see who we were talking to. Oh my, this is our grandson, my mom exclaimed. All our attention were focused to our son, who was shyly hiding his face to his mother's chest. Hello, my baby boy, I'm your grandma. My mom tried to get his attention by tickling him, but he just curled up to leave his chest. He was so shy. All of a sudden, Dad looked at my son with teary eyes. My son was the baby version of me when I was a young boy. Baby, meet your grandma and grandpa. Livy spoke sweetly, and my son looked at me and pouted. I chuckled and nodded to him. He suddenly flapped his arms and legs excitedly. He always did this when he was joyful of something. My mom picked him up excitedly. She kissed his chubby cheeks many times and Dad joined them. I wrapped Livy with my arms and I kissed her forehead. The party started and everyone was enjoying. I never left Livy's sides. I had been tailing her everywhere she went. I didn't like the stares of the men around. Dad was so fond of his grandson, he was already spoiling him. He was carrying him while they were tasting the dessert displayed. Mom walked around them and whispered to my father. Mom cuddled her grandson to her arms and she went to her friends to introduce him to them. My baby was also enjoying the attention he was getting. May I have a dance with my beautiful woman? I stood in front of my wife and curled like a gentleman. She looked tense when she put her hands on mine. Her cheeks were blushing when the crowd gasped. I led her and we swayed along the music. She closed her eyes and leaned her head to my chest while I brushed her back by my other hand. It's late in the evening. She wondering what clothes to wear. She puts on her makeups and brushes her long blonde hair. And then she asks me, do I look all right? And I say, yes, you look wonderful tonight. We go to the party and everyone turns to see this beautiful lady that's walking around with me, and then she asks me, do I look all right? And I say, yes, you look wonderful tonight. I feel wonderful because I see the love light in your eyes and the wonder of it all. It's that you just don't realize how much I love you. I was singing along the music. I stared at her lovingly. She looked up and cuffed me. I hoisted her up by her waist and kissed her deeply in the middle of the crowd. My heart was crazily jumping when she responded to my kiss. We were about to leave when I felt my phone vibrating. It was call from my lawyer, Leandro Smith. He will not call me if it was nothing important, so I excused myself for a while to take the call. He told me he had evidence that Libby was innocent all along and Miranda framed everything, and he has documents to show me to prove it. I was anxious and I could not wait until tomorrow, so I asked him to meet me in the hotel where the party was being held. He came quickly and he gave me an envelope that contained the proof. I mentally reminded myself to open it when we got home. As I was heading back to the venue, I came across Letitia in the hallway. David, is that you? He wrapped her arms around me. I laughed at her reaction. Hey, Letty, you look so handsome as ever. It's been, what, 6 years? She exclaimed, and I chuckled. How are you? What are you doing here? I asked her. I had a date with the girls while Aaron was watching our son at home. She giggled. Letitia was a model I worked with for a long time. We had been good friends since we were always involved in few projects, so eventually I got comfortable with her. After she married her longtime boyfriend Aaron and became pregnant instantly, she decided to leave the modeling industry for good. I never felt any romantic love for her, and she never did too. She was like a sister I never had. Are you busy? Let's have a coffee, she enthusiastically asked me. Sorry. I have to go back now. My wife is waiting for me, I blurted out. Why? David Miller has a lot of explaining to do. She smirked and chuckled to me. Well, I can spare 5 minutes. She clapped happily and dragged me to the cafe. We talked about her life and family, and I felt her happiness. She found the right man. I told her about my wife and my son too. I kept glancing. Sorry, wait lang. I kept glancing at my watch. It had been 30 minutes already since I left Libby. I got anxious, but I was thinking twice of interrupting Letitia, who was so engrossed with her storytelling. Letty, I have to go back now, I gently said. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't watch the time. How long will you be staying here? Maybe we could catch up some other time. I'll bring Aaron and my son too. Sure, I will call you soon. Okay, David, thank you for the time. I'm so glad to see you again. She embraced me and I returned the gesture. It's my pleasure, Leticia. I quickly returned to the venue, but I couldn't find Libby and my son. Neither my parents. The crew were already cleaning the area. F. I cursed under my breath. I dialed my bodyguard's number and he informed me that Olivia was already back to the penthouse 30 minutes ago. I quickly called my driver to bring me back to the penthouse. I almost ran to the elevator. When I entered my house, I saw Livy's shoes sitting on one corner, indicating that she was home already. I went to our room, but she was not there. I walked to my son's room and the doorknob was locked. I had a spare key, but I decided to let her be for the night. I didn't want to fight with her. I will not win, I know. I just closed my eyes and sat on the floor outside my son's room. So guys, tuloy ko na lang po. Next, ang aking video kasi gabing-gabi na talaga. And thank you for watching and sa mga nag-views. Sa mga views, thank you po. And malapit na rin po siyang matapos. Subscribe lang po kayo kasi malapit na rin po akong mag-open ng bago pang novel na binigay sa akin yung title. Thank you and good night. Please subscribe, share, comment, and share. And yung Facebook page ko, Messenger, nakalink na rin po sa baba sa my description. Thank you.